Sir.
All right, Coach, ready when you are.
All right. First, I appreciate all you guys coming out today. This is our last tour duty workout. Been really pleased with how things have gone here, this winter program. And as you see, I mean, we got our guys. They're bigger. They're running well. The numbers in the weight room. All those things have been really impressive. I think Coach Storms and his staff have done a remarkable job. This morning is that is the push, and it is the thing that I tell our guys is one of the backbones of our program, because of all that we do, and we're trying to push them to the brink of what they think that they can do, and then take another step. And being able to see guys respond in situations, seeing guys having to listen to an instruction, to apply the instruction, and be able to react to unforeseen things that might show up. I mean, that's the game of football, and that's obviously the game of life too. I mean, all those things are going to occur, but really pleased with what I've seen from our guys. They've embraced challenge. We've had some newcomers jump into the program that have really done a remarkable job, and how they've transitioned. We've had some returning players, some of our best players. I've seen unbelievable strides in what they've done and what they've been able to accomplish here this spring. Start up spring practice come Monday, and I think we've done the things necessary. Our preparation, we've got a few things left in the weight room to do by the end of Friday, but then it's time to turn our focus to getting out here on the practice field, getting a chance to go and continue to improve. It's our fundamentals, our technique, the concepts that we're putting in, the things that we're doing just overall as a program. But proud of our team. Definitely grateful for the work they're putting in, and the work of our strength staff and athletic training staff, nutrition, all the people surrounding our program that have continued to help them grow and get better.
Who are some of the returning players you've seen great strides from?
I think when you look at, I know Trey Benson is one that it's a guy that's known as one of our top players, but last year he was limited in so much that he did in the spring, and I've seen his growth and just development, and the confidence that he's been able to develop is really impressive. The receiving group, I've been really pleased with. A lot of those guys. It's great having Winston back out and working, and just the things that he's done. That story in general. But you can see a guy like Darion Williamson, is moving at a very, very high level. Doing great things. Kentron. I mean, I'm really impressed with him. You go to the defensive side, and I mean, it's I really like what I've seen from some guys in the defensive secondary, and where there's a lot of competition there, but the way that they're pushing, Marion Cooper, I think, has gained close to 15 pounds. We're gonna look at a few things with him, defensively, just at different positions and what in his flexibility. We're gonna challenge guys, just as we go into the spring to guys that are returning, that they continue to develop in what they're doing, but also if we can expand roles in a variety of ways, we're going to do that. I've really been pleased with just the overall group and what they've done.
From your returners you just talked about, who have you seen step into a leadership role and kind of guide these younger players in these drills and situations?
I mean, I think guys that have been here, there's not a whole lot of guys that have played that are stepping back. It's one of the things we're trying to provide opportunities to encourage, to uplift, to help guide. But I mean, it's like, any day you find new opportunities. We have newcomers that are jumping in and working the lead, in pushing to the standard. And anybody can call themselves a leader, but you got to show up each day, and it's got to be consistent in that. And that's where for our football team, it's just that consistency. And you look at I think Jordan Travis is a great example of that. He's a tremendous leader for us, and he doesn't always have to say a whole lot of words. And just the way that he's worked, and he's busted his butt throughout this the tour duty. He's done a great job, but just in all things in the weight room, and continuing to grow and develop from himself. I mean, but that's what you need, and that's what you want when you have those those top players, when they're able to when their actions are speaking it. it is really remarkable. And I mean, you see that in a lot of different positions and a lot of guys that are taking advantage of those opportunities.
Of the Newsom, right, making hard cuts, is that something that's still continuing, or is that?
I mean, I think it's just he has got to the point where it's just like everyone else. I mean, where he's out there and he's working. I mean, he's pushing himself. There's always going to be things that just like guys, anybody that's ever had an injury, there's going to be some things that we make sure we're doing all that we can to help him be his best. And but there's not a limitation with him. And now it's just about getting better in all things. But he didn't play this last year. I mean, because there were some things we wanted to see, feel that explosiveness, see that end. I'm starting to see that. I saw that a lot of time here within these tour of duty workouts. But I mean, he was active and rolling in every one of them. And there's some things that we that we're smart with just with him as we're continuing to build that endurance. But I mean, he's been remarkable.
Of the newcomers, who's impressed you with how they kind of rose to the challenge, grew from the start of tour of duty to now?
No, I mean, Jeremiah Byers is one that I mean is really impressed me. I really all three of those newcomer offensive linemen, Roddick, Keandre. I mean, those guys have all they're workers, and they've done a really good job. I mean, Jeremiah, he's for a guy with his size, and I mean the athleticism he shows, but I really like his spirit. Both the tight ends of Kyle has done a great job. Jaheim, I mean, you see him feel the explosiveness that he has. Going through. I think on the defensive side, Gilbert Edmonds has really done a nice job. I mean, you feel him as he's moving. I think he's done a good job in continuing to gain weight. Daryl Jackson. I mean, just such an impressive human being in general. Like, I mean, for what he is. Size, speed combination, but just see his work ethic from the growth that he's made from day one to where it is now is so very impressive. I really like a couple of the young defensive backs. KJ Kirkland, Quindarius. I mean, those guys they impress me, and just the way that they move, the way that they're working. You're excited about what their future is going to be. And there's not one newcomer that's come in that. I would say that I have a concern about, because I've seen them all jump in. They have the right mindset, definitely the right fit, and I mean, and they're pushing and working. And you can sit there and talk about each position. I think Brock Glenn's done a remarkable job. Just coming in at the quarterback position, and what he's doing and the strides that he's taken. But we're gonna have a lot of competition, and that's what we need to have.
Coach, how important is the now for these guys? How important is the now for these guys?
Oh, it's everything. It's the daily focus, and that was my message at the end. I mean, everybody has the right intentions. We've got a football team that they do work and they push, but it's how you show up every day. It's how you show up when things don't go the way you maybe want them to, or when it's a difficult moment. That response, and so it's just about today. Focus on being the best that we can be. Pushing ourselves to the elite level, and then get an opportunity to wake up tomorrow. It's time to go get better, and that's been the message. That's been the push, and I think our guys they do embrace that, and it's one of the reasons we've been able to take some strides as a program, and we need to take more steps here moving forward.
Time for a couple more. The second year guys like Rodney Hill, Zari Thomas, they don't look like. I mean, they were talented last year, but they're grown men.
No, I mean they're growing up, and that's where you have a lot of guys that kind of gone through that transition and had that first year where maybe they got some action, or some guys that might have redshirted that you see taking some really impressive strides, and like I said, it's a tribute to them, to the work that they're putting in, but it's also all the departments: strength and conditioning, nutrition, athletic training. These guys are buying into the structure that's in place, and you see that growth. I mean, Rodney's been remarkable. You see him getting more confident, every day. Really, like the strides that I'm seeing with him, and really all of. Yes, Azari. It's however much weight he's put on. He's a grown man, and you see that, those strides. It's what we need to continue to have.
Any update on waiver situations for Daryl Jackson or Dimitri Emmanuel?
No, those things that I'll make updates on them once once we get all information, and then I'll just let that be known.
Real quick, what have you seen from Keziah Holmes looking good out there this morning?
Keziah's done a really good job. I mean, he was coming back today, coming off, he got a little stomach bug there early in the week, so today was a little bit of a challenge for him, but I mean, he does a remarkable job. He responds to all situations, really, like what he's bringing to our program. He's got size, he's got speed. I mean, it's definitely a great worker. I mean, he's tried to, every drill he can do, he's trying to jump in there with, with LT and with Trey, and just the way that the way that those guys push, and I mean, he's definitely proud of him for how he's transitioned and the work he's put in.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right.